Welcome, fellow hobby homies, to Beers and Banter, a hobby homies podcast. I'm Fox. This is my co-host, Shane.
Sup, kids?
Oh, God. And this is our weekly laid-back version of our podcast where we kind of just talk whatever we like. It's usually themed around hobby to some degree. But yeah, it's just a bit of a contrast to our regular Sunday episodes, which are around a specific wargaming, board gaming topic. This one's just, we crack a beer and see what happens.
Yeah, exactly.
Usually these episodes require a lot of editing because I have to cut out all the things that we're not allowed to say on air. So, which is good news for you guys because I can't be bothered editing. So, you're welcome.
Just get it raw and unfiltered.
Yeah, I want to kick us off pretty strong because no, that's a lie. I want to ask what beer you're drinking. I have to.
I am drinking Old Mate.
Oh, yep.
Moondog Craft Brewery.
I don't want to deep dive on the beer, Shane.
They actually,
okay,
they're brewed in Collingwood. They're brewed in Collingwood, just off Victoria Street. Is it Collingwood? No, it's Abbotsford, I think, technically. Anyway. Okay. They may have moved their factory by now, but I did a job there once when I was working.
Uh-huh. You did a job at the brewery?
Yeah, at the front. They had low water pressure.
Oh, and you sorted them right out.
Sorted them right out, my friend. Pressure was back up to normal.
That's what you do, dude.
That's it.
That's what you do. That's actually literally what you do. You restore people's water pressure. So,
Exactly.
Okay, you drink it Old Mate.
What are you drinking?
Nothing exciting. Just slapping those same goats that you purchased for me for, I want to say, my birthday?
Yeah.
Okay, good.
3 weeks ago?
I'm finishing the slab now. I'm on my last 2, so that's not bad, right? It's basically, I just crack a 6-pack every time we do the podcast.
It's pretty good.
So, okay. I just need to keep checking that I don't have a problem. So, I've been working on my pull-out game this week. I've been pulling out a lot of the miniatures from my cabinet and painting those.
I'm like, did he just fucking say what I thought he said? It's like,
I've been pulling out a lot of miniatures from my collection and putting them up for sale. I'm doing a big spring clean out. Feels good, man.
I just have to say, Fox, there's actually proof that your pull-out game is really weak.
Is it that I still have so many models?
No, it's a child.
Hang on now. Everyone says that. Like, oh, yeah, pull-out game's weak. But I'm like, let's be real. I have one. When you do the maths, it's not bad. Not terrible.
I suppose. Yeah, I suppose.
I mean, don't do the maths. But if you were to do the maths, 50-50. It's not bad.
It's always 50-50, dude.
Yeah, it's always. So I pulled out, I had some old Dark Elder, Drukari. I had some old racks that were never finished and a Talos I'd never painted. So I pulled out the old Talos, gave him a little dust up with the airbrush.
Yeah.
Put him back away. But hey, it's something. And then I painted a little bit of one of the racks, I saw a scheme online, like a piece of art, and I was like, I want to try that. I tried that on his cloak, and it failed miserably, so I put them back away. Hey, they're back in there till 2023. They're sort of my 4-yearly project.
Yeah.
But I wonder, have you pulled out recently? What have you pulled out recently?
Oh, okay. Because every day.
Okay.
No, that's a lie. That's a flat out lie.
You're worried someone's going to listen to this podcast and be like, hang on a minute, that's not true.
Yeah, maybe. But, I've just been pulling out some, you know what? I pulled out all my terrain. All of it.
Oh, you did?
Everything I've got.
Yeah.
It's
depressing. It was terrifying.
It's very depressing. Yeah. It took up literally half of my 6x4 gaming table of sprues. And this is everything that's like not painted or not finished, I should say.
Yeah.
I've still got a cupboard full of finished stuff, but this is terrifying. So yeah, I started building some. I've started painting some. I did a couple of Patreon minis, and I sort of lost my mojo when it comes to painting minis. So I was like, I need something to like cleanse the palette, get back into it again, right? So started painting a Blood Angels Assault Intercessor, which didn't work because it's the same thing. It's a miniature.
Yeah.
So I thought, all right, I'll do some terrain. And today I spent all day dry brushing, and
Wow.
I got a lot done. Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't see any pictures of those.
I sent one in the Hobby Corner channel in the Discord. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yes. Yep.
Yeah.
I did see those.
That's just 3 coats of dry brush, 3 different silvers.
Nice, man.
But yeah, like aside from that, I'll pull models out and I'll look at them, and then I'll think, oh yeah, this would be good to start. And then I put it on the table, and then I pull something else out and I look at it and like, oh yeah, this would be good to start. I'll finish this on the table. So now my table's just covered in Necrons and fucking Stormcast Eternals and terrain.
There you go.
So
yep.
yeah.
It's the pull-out method is an effective one, I find, because I was thinking, like, I've sold a bunch of stuff, as mentioned earlier. I did a bit of a spring clean. I said to myself I'd never sell an army, but I've since said I'm going to sell all my armies and consolidate them and get cleaned up and organized. I've come to the point where I'm like, I only have so much time free. Yep. And if I ever want to field that moving goal of a 2,000 point competitive Warhammer 40k army, I'm going to have to dial everything right back. Because right now I cannot. I've got like 6 armies. So yeah, sold them all off, prioritized, picked which ones I thought I actually liked hitting the field, but also painting. So when I pulled out the Drukhari, I was like, this is a bit of a test. If I enjoy painting these racks and this Talos, maybe Drukhari army, because painting's a big part of the 2K thing. They were on the cards. And then I painted them for about 2 hours, and I was like, I'm not enjoying this. And I remember why I did not finish them. So I think it's just anytime I have to paint skin tones over black, because a lot of their contrast, they got a lot of dark armor panels, but then skin tones, I don't know. It's not for me. It sounds like a lot of time. So I put them back on the shelf and I said, no, I'm not getting 2,000 points of these. So yeah, and I think that's good. It's a good reminder why they sit in the cabinet and they're not a 2,000 point army, because if they were, they would just be grey plastic forever. So
yeah.
But please tell us your pull-out stories. Jump in the Discord with the hashtag pull-out game and show us what you pulled out of your cabinet and started painting recently. Maybe an old project. That'd be fun.
Yeah.
Can we get that trending?
We can try. That's all I can say.
We can try. We can try. Yeah. But what else is news, dude? What's been happening?
Well, have you had your finger on the pulse of the old new releases at GW lately?
Bro, I am so terrible with new releases. I got a Beastgrave, maybe? That's the thing? The Aeronautica game? That was a while ago.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you've probably seen the new Lumineth.
I was just about to say, yep.
Elves, cow elves, right? For Age of Sigmar.
Totally. Techless. Is that one of them?
Maybe. I don't know.
Techless? Is that the... Okay.
It could be.
Yeah.
Have you seen... Man, now I've got a couple of things to talk about on this particular topic, right?
Okay.
Firstly...
hang on. Okay, hang on. I'm not ready. I need to crack a beer for this. I need to get Darth Vader out here.
True.
For context, that's my bottle opener. Carry on, Shane. I'm ready.
Okay. So, firstly, their dice, right? Have you seen their new dice? You know how they release new dice for every army, like a faction sort of specific dice, right?
Sorry. Yeah. I've just loaded up Games Workshop, and the top thing I see is dice redefined.
Please tell me about these hexagonal cylinders. They're not square. What's up with that?
Little gas canisters.
Yeah.
Oh.
And do you know how much they want for 20 of those dice?
30 euros.
$60 dues.
Oh, wow.
They want $3 per dice. And I'm just like,
yeah, I've got a lot to say on this topic actually.
I get around the faction specific dice, right? I think the novelty's there. It's kind of fun, and they are limited edition, right? They do go away, so I can get around that. But like when it starts becoming almost the price of a box of models for a box of dice, that's come on, man.
Yes.
Like fuck
no,
me.
you know what?
And
That's fair. That is a fair assessment. My default response is to agree with you. First of all, I actually dig these dice. That's probably a hot take. I'm looking at them, and yeah, I mean, I do. I like the art on them. I like the colors that they picked. The off-white. It's got a Japanese theme to it.
But like it's when you throw a handful of dice, right? Maybe Sigmar's different. It's not like orcs and their Daka where you throw a bucket full of dice on the table.
Yeah.
But when you if you're playing a tournament, obviously you wouldn't use these dice because you need to see how many sixes and that you got straight away, real quick.
Yeah.
I feel like these dice is going to be hard. Like maybe you'll get used to it. I don't know, but like
I feel like there's definitely a thematical choice over a practical choice, definitely.
Yeah.
Similar to those Nurgle dice you had. They're light and they're plasticky.
They're so bad. Yeah.
And I just didn't like rolling them.
They're a meme, dude. That's all they are.
Yeah.
They're just a fucking meme. Like they're as light as anything. It feels like you're on a handful of air. So yeah, but they just look cool. Like they look fun.
Okay. So I dig these dice. As a person that I look at these dice and they appeal to me, there's still a limit on what I would spend on 20 dice.
Yeah.
And I would say if I had a Lumineth army, and is that what they're called? Lumineth Realm Lords?
Yep.
If I were to get these dice, what's the most I would pay? Probably $30.
Yeah.
Probably 30.
That's
20 dice.
Yeah.
It's plastic, it's printed on. Probably 30. It's limited edition though. They probably gosh. I don't know, man. I'd have to hold them. You know? I have to.
But you can't because they'll be in a box. They'll be in a box.
Yeah,
I guarantee it.
I know. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. Yeah, I think that's $30 worth of dice and $30 worth of like. There's the people that will buy it. I mean, it's no longer available online. What's that about? Is it sold out already? There you go.
Probably.
Maybe I'm in the wrong. Maybe I'm in the wrong country. Nah, they're still available. They pre-order. That's why. Okay.
Okay. But there's another thing about those
$60.
guys. Like, I mean, straight away, I look at those models and I'm not a fan. I know everyone has their love-hate with particular models, right? People look at Space Marines and hate them. People look at Necrons and hate them.
Now you're talking about the actual Lumineth models?
Yeah.
Okay.
I look at the models and I go, nah, I just could never get around these. They've got like weird big helmets, like and they've got helmets on helmets, and I don't know. And then now there's like a thing, like a creature with like a human face, and I'm like, anything that's not a human that has a human face just shouldn't exist. Because
you've said that to me before, actually. That's like a thing you don't like. That's definitely a thing you don't like.
Makes me so mad.
What is
it so triggered, dude? Like I can't. Like
you're not a human. Why do you have a human face?
Have some fucking creativity and like come up with the animal face if you're gonna have an animal. it's like lazy. Like they'll sculpt like the legs and the body and the tail and like it'll all look mythical and magical and shit, and then they're like just slap fucking someone's head on it. Like who cares? Like
okay. Yeah. There you go. That's actually quite Japanesey. I forget what they're called. My inner weeaboo is sad that I can't remember. But there's like like creatures / spirits that wear like these masks that look like human faces, and I feel like that's a little bit of the inspiration for those kind of things. But it's funny. No, I'm not justifying it. I'm just saying that's it looks cool in Japanese art. There you go.
Sure.
Yeah, actually, I don't mind these models. I don't mind the dice. I wouldn't get the dice at that price point, but I could see that people would. The Age of Sigmar world's a little bit different, man. It's a little bit different. It's more not immersive, but your identity feels tied to the army that you play on Age of Sigmar. I don't know why I feel like that, but yeah. I like the Wardens. I like the colors, the off-white and the blue. Yeah, man. I'm the target audience, I guess.
You're getting around it. You're going to order one of those, dude. You probably already got it to your cart.
Yeah, I do. Yeah. The pre-order. The Venari Arulan Sentinels. Gosh, man, it would suck to be a new player trying to get into this army. What are the bowmen called? Oh, those? Oh, they're the Venari Arulan Sentinels. Auralan Sentinels? Please remember that because people will get mad at you if you forget.
Sentinels.
Sentinels and Wardens.
Yeah.
Yeah. I disagree with the... Like, I like the dice. I agree with the price point concern.
Yeah.
Only because, like, what is it based on? You know, it's custom print, yes, on generic plastic dice. You know? So...
Yeah.
But
I don't know.
Maybe it's one of those things where GW's like, yeah, look, I mean, we had to design... almost knocked over my beer. We had to design... custom make these. Like, this isn't like we can't just go to our normal dice supplier and be like, hey, put these images on it. We had to get we're just doing it for the people that want the thematics and want to pay $60.
That's right.
We want to make money on it. And if we do, we know then in the future we'll do it for every faction or whatever, So I don't know. I don't know.
There is a lot there. There's a lot more than just saying, hey, put this symbol as 6 instead of this symbol. Like,
yeah, when all the other dice have skulls or whatever on it, like that's easy to do.
Or a Blood Angels logo as the 6.
Yeah, totally. There's a bit more. Is there $40 more? I don't know.
But that's their choice. They decided to make them cylinders, like.
Yeah,
so, I don't know.
Yeah, for sure.
Can you expect everyone to pay the extra just because it's like, hey, it's cylinder, so it costs more? It's like, well, you didn't have to.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, totally. I almost feel like, yeah, I'm interested because you're right. Like, what would you rather? You say a box of models, but you're not thinking the new Age of Sigmar models. Is there a box of models for under $100? Isn't that the standard now?
Not, yeah.
I feel like ever since the Skeleton Boys, what are they called, came out, $98. No.
Oh no.
I don't know. The Bone Reapers.
Bone Reapers. Yeah.
I feel like they set the standard where they were like $98 for our new models. That's what it is. Doesn't matter if there's 10. Doesn't matter if there's 3.
Or 3. Yeah.
Yeah. It's $98.
Yeah.
And so then people will get $60.
That's happening a lot too. We're seeing that with Primaris as well. It's the same thing, man. You buy 3 aggressors or you buy 10 intercessors. It's like $100. So
yeah. Yep. And I want to say off the top of my head that even the 3 riders are $98 for Adeptus Mechanicus, the horse boys, $98 on the nose. I want to say that the new flyy ones, where you get 5 models, are $98.
It's some weird. We can't get into the pricing scale at GW because nothing makes sense. Like, ancient hieroglyphics make more sense than GW's pricing scale. So,
for sure, they've got a matrix of metrics that they use.
Oh man,
I mean, it would just be like amount of plastic, amount of things on the sprue, etc., etc. Cataphront breaches, 98. Yeah, it's a thing. 98. It's their lucky number.
Yep.
Well, lucky for them, I'd pay it in a second.
Of course you would.
I buy all these things for 98. Under $100? Hell yeah.
I want to know who, living or dead, in the world, would you most want to have a beer with?
Living or dead?
Yeah. Anyone that's ever been alive, living or dead, who would you want to have a beer with?
Man, I'm going to try and keep it hobby themed, I think. Because the other option is just too vast. I mean, I think Jesus Christ, if we're talking like living or dead, or is he both? I don't know.
He'd bring the wine, dude.
He'd bring I'll bring the water and he'll do the rest.
Yeah.
So I'm just like, but how much water can you turn to wine? I'd ask him I'd waste my time. I'd ask him the stupidest questions. Is there like a what's the conversion rate here? is 100 mils of water 100 mils of wine? Or is there like, But in hobby themed, that's a good question. Have a beer with. You know what? I want to say Kenny Boucher.
Oh, yeah.
Or only because on his videos, he's like a character. He plays his character.
Yeah.
He's like, welcome to the literal best of all days here in sunny LA. He plays his character. He's like, we're going to bring it right up, keep it organic. I want to have a beer with him, an extended, prolonged period where he's like, the thing about the economical struggles of the middle class are, I'd love him to drop that on me. Like you said, the rate of which we consume outweighs the rate of which we grow as an individual. And the problem with that is, I feel like he dropped that on me. And then he goes into his studio and he's like, what's up? So someone like that, I mean, I feel like a kind of a fun person to have a beer would be like someone where their YouTube character is more closely tied with their actual character. I feel someone like someone chill, like what's his name? Emil from... Is he Squidmar? He's Squidmar. Yeah.
Oh, Squidmar. Yeah, yep.
Yeah, he's just like a chill 30-year-old dude. He's got a kid. That's my jam. That's me.
Yeah.
Feel like he'd be pretty mellow. But also Uncle Adam. Like all these YouTube... I guess the YouTube people, I just would be so curious about how much of their character translates to an actual... And I'd have so many hobby questions. So many. Like,
what
how
if
on
part
earth...
of the deal was you couldn't talk about hobby?
What's that?
Excuse me? It's like these guys live and breathe hobby, right? So the part of the deal is you can have a beer with them, but you can't talk a drop of hobby. No painting, no miniatures, no nothing.
Does that even change it, really? Oh, gosh.
I don't think for blokes like Kenny Boucher and like Emil from Squidmar, I don't think it would change it.
Nah. I probably wouldn't even ask him about hobby. I feel so dumb. I'd be like, how do you paint good?
Yeah.
I'd be like, I don't know, man. Watch my channel.
True.
Yeah. If it is a same thing, I guess I've always had that curiosity about YouTubers and their actual personality. I'd love to have a beer with like PewDiePie, the most famous YouTuber in the world, and just I bet he's like, I mean, he seems pretty like genuine and chill IRL, so that'd be cool. But I don't know.
Yeah.
Once again, as is tradition here on the Hobby Homies podcast, I have made Shane so bored that he has in fact left the Discord. Hey, you back?
I'm back.
Yeah. What about you, man? I'm curious. Hobby or none? Surely you thought about this in the lead up.
Yeah. Now, this question, I've gone through a few people that I would like to pick. Now, first person that came to mind was because Caitlin was watching The Block, right? So I thought, Scotty Cam, he seems like a fair dinkum bloke. I'd love to have a beer with him, right?
That's such a Shane answer. Scotty Cam. I'm like, Jesus Christ. Yeah, Scotty Cam would be all right.
But then I think, like, maybe he's like a jerk off camera, right? Like, like that's the thing. People behind closed doors, they're different people. Like, they always say, like, don't meet your idols, don't meet your favorite stars and celebrities and that. But like, I don't know. Like, then I'd think like, like someone like Harrison Ford, like, would you have a beer with him? Fuck yeah. You wouldn't say no to it.
Yeah.
But I think hobby related, probably Miniac. I reckon he comes across funny as fuck. So I reckon that would translate to real life as well.
Yeah. Yeah. That'd be very cool. But you can't talk about hobby, which is fine. I mean, it'd be so much more. But it's tricky if you can't talk about hobby when their entire life revolves around it. Like you and I can easily talk about non-hobby. We've got lives outside of it. But when you live and breathe it like those guys, that'd be fine. Can we talk about things that they do instead of hobby? Almost died there.
Of course.
Yeah. Good question, man. I'll ponder. But I'm happy. I think I'm happy with my answers. You know what? In that same vein, maybe Duncan. Curious. He'd have some stories. He'd have some stories.
Yeah. Oh, wouldn't he? Yeah.
But also, like, I wonder what life he has outside of hobby. You know what? I watched a video of his recently. I posted it in our Discord, actually, just because it was 6 things he wish he knew before, or 6 things he wish he knew about painting in general.
Okay. Yep.
One of them was, like, he showed what painting, like, good painting consistency looks like.
Mm-hmm.
And I've been in the hobby for 4 years now. 4? Yeah. And painting is a small part of what I do in the hobby, a very small part.
Yeah.
And I have never seen what a good paint consistency looks like, but he breaks it down on his little palette, and he shows, because in the videos it's hard to see. He says, add a bit of water. What is a bit of water? How long is a piece of string?
Yeah, exactly.
And he shows you what the paint should actually look like, close up, multiple examples, and I'm like, this is the first time I've seen it.
Yeah. Yep.
What good paint consistency and good coverage looks like on a palette. And I could see why you would use a dry palette, because that's the only way you can really see it when it's on the white paper. If it covers the white well, it's going to go onto the mini well. And so I would encourage people, I mean, this is just a blind spot I have, but I found it insanely helpful. I mean, he has a ton of other good tips, but it's just funny to go, wow, it's such a basic thing. People always say milky consistency. I'm like, bro, I'm not out here inspecting my milk. And there's light milk and full cream and almond. Yeah. What are you talking about? What is milky? Well, it's not quite water.
As long as there's no lumps in there and it doesn't smell funny, it's fine.
Yeah, exactly. That was my painting approach, dude.
Yeah.
If there's no lumps and it doesn't smell funny, I'd throw it on the model. So, my mind was open, and I was like, I'm kind of excited to paint. I'm way more confident because I know what it's supposed to look like before I put it on the model. Whereas before, I had to put it on the model first, and I would then see the coverage because I didn't know what it was supposed to look like on the palette. So, man, super useful. I would highly recommend. But again, maybe just me, maybe a blind spot. Maybe everyone's like, oh, of course. He has also some good examples of his first ever painted Space Marine, which is hilarious. I'm glad I was never that terrible.
I've seen that one.
Yeah. It's good. I like it that he keeps it.
Yeah, you got it, man.
Yeah. I don't know what my first ever painted model was, but I wish I kept it. Anyway. I have a fun story that I just learned moments before recording.
Okay.
Mere seconds. It's current. It's relevant. Oh. So you know The Bachelor, right? Your favorite show of all time.
Your favorite show of all time.
Yeah, it's not bad. It's not bad. Nah, I don't really understand it. I don't really know what it's about, but I understand that they added a new girl tonight to spice things up, right? Because they're like, well, here's a show that nobody watches and has nothing going on. How do we spice this up? And they're like, well, let's add another girl. But we've already got all the girls. There's like 50 of them. Yeah, but what about another one? And they're like, you know what? Let's do it. So they added another girl. And her name is Beck. And Beck, the damn bitch, I've got a bone to pick with her. So get some popcorn. This won't take long. Don't heat it up. But if you've got it handy, grab it now. So Beck, I know Beck actually.
No way.
Yes. Yes, I do. And Beck, if you don't give me my $50, I'm going to come find you. No, all right. So this is the story. This is the story about Beck, the new girl on The Bachelor, who I hope finds love one day, but in this endeavor fails miserably. Because my wife and I went to America once for 3 weeks, and my wife worked with Beck, and she was like, "Yo, do you want to house sit my cat?" And Beck was like, "Yeah, sure, sounds good." She's like, "Yeah, sweet, I'd love to. I got uni. It'd be good to stay at someone else's place. I'll feed your cat, whatever." Like a week in, we found out that she's just basically been coming over, feeding the cat in the morning and leaving. And my poor cat's just had like no attention throughout the entire day. Anyway, long story short, she rings us around and she ends up going, actually, you know what? It's too difficult. I'm just not going to do it. So we're stuck on the other side of the world. And we have to try and find a house sitter for our cat. And I was just like, I'll never forgive you. Anyway, so I saw her on TV before and I was like, you. You don't deserve this. So, yeah, if you watch The Bachelor, I don't know if there's like a voting system where you vote for the girl he's supposed to pick, but downvote her. Find a way. No, I'm sure she's lovely. Yeah, vote her off. Vote her off. No, she's probably a nice person, but I just hate her guts. So, yeah. So that got me fired up before the podcast. My blood was boiling. Anyway, yeah, that was my fun story. So back on The Bachelor, downvoter.
Yep. She needs to go.
Struth, I forget when Beers and Banter rolls around, it's like the best time of the week. It's laid back, it's chill, but 30 minutes just evaporates, dude.
It does. It's almost too quick.
Yeah, I'm a fan of extending them. We'll send it to a pop. Hey, if we can get another Patreon, who knows? Maybe we'll have time. But this electricity bill, it's racking up, and I can't afford all this.
Yeah, I've got the meter turning over here. It's like just like a rocket, dude. So.
Already in the red now. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. We'll have to make the next one 22 minutes.
Yeah. We're going into a deficit here, dude.
Yeah. So that's it, guys. That's Hobby Homies for September. We're gonna have to. But actually, we probably have to go.
Yeah. Before we do, though, I just want to quickly say something.
Yeah, go for it.
Our Discord is full of bloody talented people beyond miniature painting, beyond hobby-related things, right? Like,
yeah,
I think about 98% of them play an instrument, which is incredible.
Yeah.
Musicians all around.
Yep.
One in particular.
I think I'm the 2%, right? That I don't.
Yeah, you don't play an instrument.
Yeah.
One in particular, Rad Rooster, he's in a band called Frenzy. And if you like thrash metal, really quick tempos, heavy music, check them out because they are fucking insane. When he sent me I was listening to it, I'm like, this is incredible. This is like, and the fact that they're just a little band in Sydney, they've only got a couple of EPs on there and a couple of demos. Fucking incredible, man.
God, that's I told you I listened, like I put on one of his track on Spotify, and I'm not a thrash metal fan by any means, but like I was just painting my minis and I put on their first track or whatever, and then half an hour later I realized I was still painting minis and I was like deep into their 2012 EP or whatever it was. I was like, oh, this is actually, it's really good. In fact, oh wait, no, I don't have time. I was going to say I might outro the episode with one of their tracks if I can get permission, but I'm just like,
maybe we can later on. We'll ask him. We'll just ask him.
Yeah.
It's not just him. There's a whole band there.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah. Yeah. And
so Frenzy on Spotify.
Yes, Frenzy on Spotify. Happy birthday to Burnsy for Sunday just gone, Father's Day, 35 years young. And Moose is getting his tonsils out tomorrow, so good luck, dude. Hopefully have a speedy recovery.
Yeah, man.
Yeah. This Thursday, the 10th.
We'll be thinking of your tonsils. May the heretics burn, and may your tonsils grow. No, wait, they don't grow back.
No, they're gone, dude.
That's the Six Mountain Goat talking. We don't want them to grow back. Stay away, tonsils. Speedy recovery. Eat lots of ice cream. Paint lots of models. You'll be all right. His Death Guard models, by the way, are on another level, but carry on.
They're insane. We've also got a spring painting competition, which has just gone up on Facebook, so check out that. Basically, as of now, it runs for the entirety of spring and ends at 11:59 November 30th. First place, it's 3 places. First place gets a trophy and a nice little spicy surprise. Second place, again, spicy surprise. And third place gets a Hobby Homies prize pack. So keep an eye on those.
Juicy surprise. Oh, sorry. I thought we were going to say it at the same time. Yeah, third place prize pack. And we'll announce the other 2 prizes, which we know what they are. We could announce them now.
We know.
But I like the allure. Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll keep them guessing. We'll see how many people enter the competition.
Yeah. It's up now on Facebook, and you'll get more info on Sunday's episode. So check it out. It's easy.
Easy peasy. Lemon squeezy.
That's it.
Yeah, man. All right. Thanks for tuning in to another Beers and Banter. We do this every week. Because, who doesn't love Beers and Banter? Not the episode. You probably hate it, but actual beers and actual banter with your mate. That's all this is for us. So thanks for tuning in. Like Shane said, head into the Discord. Share your talents with us. You might be like me and you're actually just insanely untalented at everything and you just enjoy watching other people be good at things. It's a perfect place for that as well. So jump on Discord. You can find the link to that at hobbyhomies.com. But yeah, we're out. Thanks for tuning in. We're gone. Peace.
No worries. If anyone knows Scotty Cam, tell him to email me. hobbyhomies@gmail.com. Hooroo.
I'm sure someone will, dude. I'm sure someone will.